So first of all, we just out here walking and having our morning walk, Jason, and we come across this brother. What's your name, brother?
My name is Jory.
Jory, where you from, Jory?
I'm from Baltimore.
Born and raised in Baltimore?
Born and raised Baltimore, but I'm up at school in Philadelphia for medical school.
Okay, what school you at in Philly, man?
PCOM, I'm a fourth year medical student.
Awesome. So I saw you was recording content, man. I got excited about it. What are you recording content for, man?
So my thing is I have Crohn's disease. I've been in the hospital 5 times. Most recently this past summer, so I'm in the hospital for a week at a time each time. Can't eat, I'm throwing up. And I was supposed to have surgery this year to take out a part of my small intestine. But since I'm healthy, my surgeon and I decided we don't need to do that right now. So now with all that free time I had in medical school that I don't have to have surgery, I wanted to push myself and challenge myself to do something hard, like I heard you were just talking about. So for me, I was a big bike rider. I've always been into fitness, health, and just treating my body right because of my Crohn's disease. And that challenge was doing a half Ironman. So that's a 1.2 mile swim, right into a 56 mile bike ride, right into a half marathon. So it doesn't get much harder than that. So I'm just here today running 10 miles around Baltimore.
So, man, that's fascinating, man. You know, I fly airplanes for a living. I've jumped out of airplanes. I've done a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And one of the biggest things that people ask me about is like perseverance, man. I mean, like, I've never had to be in a hospital like that, right? I've been in a box in survival training. It's a little bit different, right? I've been shot at, but that's different. When you start talking about your health being taken away, right? When you start talking about how do you like overcome, like, hey man, I'm in the hospital for a week, but I still got to get back into medical school. Oh, by the way, I got this free time and I'm gonna actually train for a half marathon. Like, what is the mindset? How do you get to that mindset, Jory, to get you to that point to just say, look, I'm gonna use this free time and I'm gonna actually go get it in?
So it comes with the one thing that everybody wants more of that they don't have and you can't buy is time. Time and health. Sure, you can do things. If you have money, you can afford better food, better doctors. But if you have time and you're healthy, that's what life's all about. You can do whatever you want, regardless of how busy you are. One thing that I like to tell myself is, if it's important to you, you make time for it.
Yes.
And for me, that's being healthy, because as someone who just turned 29 in January, being in the hospital for a week when I was 18, 20, 21, and everyone else in that same GI stomach ward, they're, you know, older, they're 50s, 80-year-olds.
Wow.
I shouldn't be in that position. And it's not because I wasn't treating myself right. I was diagnosed when I was 18, and I don't belong in the hospital those times. So I try to do everything in my power to eat right, to exercise, to minimize stress. So, you know, Crohn's disease, it's when your body attacks itself. It's the whole GI tract from mouth to butt, basically. And I take my medicine, I eat right, I exercise, but there are some things that I can't control, and those are the things I can't control, but I try to control the things that I can control.
Bro.
And I think everybody has that power to do, and if it's important to you, you make time for it. If that's family, if that's exercise, if that's friends, whatever it is, you'll make the time for it.
Bro, you hit on something that's powerful. Something that I always say to people is, it's my version of the serenity prayer. Things I can change, things I can't change, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? You can't get lost and get upset that you have Crohn's disease. You can't allow that to overcome your emotions. It is what it is. You can't control that part. But what you can control is how you eat. What you can control is that you're out here working out. What you can control is your mindset, right? And I find that oftentimes, man, people, they allow themselves to be overpowered by the mental challenges, and they forget that some things they can't control and some things they can. To your point, time is of the essence. We can't afford to waste time, right? And then what happens is they just lose sight of the idea of persevering through whatever the challenge is, man. And so, like, literally, I'm listening to your story. I'm like, I'm moved. I'm inspired. I'm not about to go run no damn half marathon because the brother don't swim that well.
You could walk a half K. You could walk a 5K.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is. So I just started training. I played sports in high school. I was a varsity lacrosse player. I played in college. But ever since college, I stopped playing sports. I hadn't ran in 8 years. So obviously, when I have to go into this Ironman prep and I got to run a half marathon, I got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
My goal the first day was to run 1 mile.
Okay.
Half a mile in, I felt like my shins were about to explode, and I had to quit. I couldn't even run a half mile on the treadmill. So from where I was 11 weeks ago to where I am now, where I'm coming out here to casually run a 10-mile run around the Baltimore Harbor.
Hold. How many weeks?
11 weeks.
11 weeks, and you're at 10 miles from not even being able to do a half mile.
Exactly.
Bro, that's crazy.
Exactly. So I'm on the treadmill some days. The first time I hit a double-digit run, I was on the treadmill crying because
Wow.
I look back and I think of that day when I was in the gym and I couldn't even run a half a mile. And that's coming from someone who was a four-year varsity athlete.
Wow.
I played for Team Israel in college. Like, I was, in the most humble, modest way, I was a pretty good lacrosse player.
Yeah.
I was an athlete my whole life, and I couldn't even run a half a mile 11 weeks ago.
Wow.
So it shows that if you set your mind to something and you are consistent with it, you will make it happen. Consistency is key. People always ask me, how do I get in shape? How do I get a six-pack? How do I look the way you do? And I tell them, it's consistency.
Yeah.
I do the same thing day in and day out, and it's about being rigid in the goal and vision and flexible in the details. If my goal is to be this or that, or to run this half Ironman, but I'm busy at work, instead of maybe running that 5 mile run I have to do, maybe I run a 1 mile run or a 2 mile run.
Something.
But you're consistent. You're still doing the thing. You might have to shrink it down a little bit. If you like going to the gym and exercising, but your normal workout's 1 hour, but you got family obligations, maybe you go for 20 minutes.
Bro,
you just change it up, but you're still staying rigid with that vision and goal.
Nah, I love it, man. How do people find you if they want to follow your journey, man?
Yeah, so I just started making YouTube videos.
Okay.
Jory, Jory Parson, Parson.
All right.
I'm just documenting medical student to Ironman 70.3. It's a pretty small niche, but it shows because in med school, we're busy.
Bro,
we got a lot of work, we're studying a lot. So find the time to come out here and do the thing.
It's powerful.
And be consistent and have, the medical illness. I try to inspire people to get out there and do it.
Look, you've inspired me, bro. So thank you, man. And thank you for allowing me to actually just post up and do this interview, brother. This is Jory,
my pleasure.
Meeting you, this is a pleasure, man. Like, literally, I'm motivated because I would have never thought you had Crohn's disease. I would have never thought, oh man, this dude is trying to get
it's
a
tough.
workout in.
You can't see Crohn's on the outside. Some people, it's a spectrum. Some people look very sick. Some people look healthy.
Yeah.
When I've been in the hospital, I have an 8-inch incision on my stomach because they had to open me up when I was first diagnosed. They didn't know what was wrong. Opened me up, put everything back in, and then I was in the hospital for 10 days. But I have this big 8-inch scar on my stomach that shows it. And every time I'm in the hospital, it's for about a week.
Wow.
I can't eat, I can't drink, I can't do anything. So I lose 20 pounds every time. So that's why being healthy, diet, nutrition is so important to me.
Bro, thank you, man. This is inspiring, brother.
Of course.
I look forward to following that journey, man.
Of course. Thank you.
Good luck with everything, brother.
See you guys.